welcome to our English news coming to you from Canal, Algérie to the headlines. The President of the Republic receives a solemn welcome in Beijing and holds in-depth talks with his Chinese counterpart. The President of the Republic chairs the signing ceremony of 19 agreements and a memorandum of understanding pertaining to several sectors. Like the other countries of the world, Algeria is hit by a hot wave, and health measures are recommended to protect people, notably diabetic patients. And a good harvest for the Algerian athletes taking part in the World Para-Athletics Championship. Welcome back. First in our news, the Algiers-Beijing axis has gone through historic stages that have promoted friendship between the two countries and laid the foundation for a strategic partnership and cooperation. The state visit that the President is paying to China will further upgrade these bilateral relations and give them a new impetus and promising prospects. The President of the Republic continues his state visit to China at the invitation of his Chinese counterpart, Xi Jinping, who gave him a solemn welcome at the People's Great Palace in Beijing. Ceremony began with a handshake between the two presidents and a souvenir photo. The President of the Republic then greeted the senior Chinese officials who came to welcome him. Chinese President Xi Jinping in turn greeted the large Algerian ministerial delegation accompanying the President during this visit. The two presidents then listened to the national anthems of the two countries. After the national anthems and the salute to the flags, the two heads of state reviewed detachments of the Chinese Guard, who paid tribute to them. welcoming ceremony continued in accordance with the ancestral Chinese tradition, with the Chinese kids greeting the President of the Republic. Before the two presidents attend a military parade by detachments and units of the Chinese army who saluted the President of the Republic and performed a piece of music reserved to great leaders and heads of state. This warm welcome reflects the depth of the Algerian-Chinese relations. After the welcoming ceremony, the President of the Republic held talks with his Chinese counterpart, which were extended to include the two countries' delegations. The President reiterated his congratulations to the President Xi Jinping following re-election at the head of the Chinese Communist Party, saying that his visit to China came after the signing of important agreements denoting the historic relations between the two countries. The head of state also expressed his profound thanks to China for its support for Algeria's bid to join the BRICS and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. For his part, the Chinese president expressed his country's commitment to continue promoting the deep-rooted friendly relations with Algeria. Subsequently, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, held a face-to-face meeting with his Chinese counterpart, Xi Jinping. The talks focused on ways of strengthening the solid, deep-rooted relations between the two countries and the mechanisms for boosting the economic partnership and bilateral cooperation, in addition to a number of international issues of common interests. The President of the Republic co-chaired a ceremony with his Chinese counterpart to sign 19 cooperation agreements and the memorandums of understanding in various fields.
رئيس شي جين بين المحترم فخامة رئيس عبد المجيد تبون المحترم أيها الضيوف الكرام تبدأ الآن مراسم توقيع ليتفضل الرئيسان بشهادة توقيع 19 وثيقة ليتفضل السيد جن شانجي والسيد أحمد عطاف والسيد وان جيغان والسيد ياسين المهدي وليد لتوقيع على اتفاق التعاون في مجال النقل بالسكك الحديدية ومذكرة تفاهم حول إنشاء مركز تحويل التكنولوجيا. ليتفضل السيد تان رنجين والسيد أحمد عطاف والسيد جان كوجين والسيد كريم بيبي التريكي لتوقيع على مذكرة تفاهم للتعاون في المجال الفلاحي واتفاق إطاري للتعاون في مجال الاتصالات. ليتفضل السيد بيجين جا والسيد أحمد عطاف والسيد ني هونغ والسيد محمد طارق بالعريبي للتوقيع على اتفاقية تعاون ثنائي بين وزارة الشؤون العسكريين المتقاعدين الصينية ووزارة المجاهدين وذوي الحقوق الجزائرية ومذكرة تفاهم حول تعزيز التعاون في مجال تنمية حضرية مستدامة. ليتفضل السيد غاو جيدان والسيد أحمد عطاف والسيد وان ونتاو والسيد طيب زيتوني ولتوقيع على مذكرة تفاهم في مجال الرياضة ومذكرة تفاهم حول إنشاء فريق العمل للتعاون الاستثماري والاقتصادي ومذكرة تفاهم حول تعزيز التعاون التجاري. ليتفضل السيد شير تشونتاو والسيد حسن رابحي والسيد يو جينهوا والسيد العزيز فائد لتوقيع على مذكرات التفاهم بين أكاديمية الصينية للحوكمة ووزارة الداخلية الجزائرية وتعاون تقني في مجال حجر الحيوانات والحجر النباتي. ليتفضل السيد تشن جي والسيد حسن رابحي والسيد جان كوجي والسيد عز الدين أو صديق ولتوقيع على برنامج تنفيذي لتعاون وتبادل في مجال التعليم العالي والبحث العلمي وخطة تعاون في مجال الفضاء. ليتفضل السيد جو تشانغكوي والسيد حسن رابحي والسيد جان جينهوا والسيد محمد عرقاب لتوقيع على مذكرات التفاهم في مجال التنمية الاجتماعية وتعاون في مجال الطاقات المتجددة والطاقة الهيدروجين. يتفضل السيد لي جين والسيد حسن رابحي والسيد جان شاوغان والسيد كمال مولا لتوقيع على مذكرة تفاهم بين معهد الشؤون الخارجية لدى البلدين ومذكرة تفاهم بين مجلس الوطني الصيني لتعزيز التجارة الدولية ومجلس تجديد الاقتصاد الجزائري. إلى هنا تنتهي مراسم توقيع. شكرا لفخامة الرئيس شي جين بين ورئيس عبد المجيد تبون. شكرا للجميع.
The talks held between the two sides were crowned with a joint declaration between the two countries, highlighting the level of bilateral cooperation and coordination. The two presidents decided to further intensify political consultations and the development of cooperation in the political, economic, cultural, security and defense fields in order to achieve comprehensive strategic cooperation that serves the interests of both countries and allow them to face up these successive challenges in the world. The two parties welcomed the volume of trade between the two countries in terms of investment and the high level reached by economic relations in general, as well as the strengthening of friendly relations between the two people of the two countries in the light of the vision of the new Algeria and the facilitations granted by the new investment law through the deepening of bilateral cooperation in the automotive industry, space, agriculture, culture, tourism, the construction of port infrastructures and logistic services, seawater desalination, basic infrastructures, processing industries, finance, the digital economy, energy, mining, education, scientific research, languages, in addition to media and administration. The Chinese side hailed Algeria's development process aimed at achieving a genuine global economic revival and its wish to join BRICS group. The joint statement also welcomed the partnership between the two countries in the field of vaccine production, calling for a closer health cooperation. It also stressed the need to consolidate the development strategies of the two countries in a comprehensive manner based on the offered opportunities. At the international level, the two parties reaffirmed the need to intensify consultations and coordination on international multidimensional issues and to continue backing their fundamental interests and their effective support for the preservation of peace and sovereignty based on the principle of non-interference in the internal affairs of other countries, good neighborliness, and the settlement of conflicts through dialogue and peaceful means in accordance with the international law and the UN Charter, particularly with regard to the Ukrainian crisis and crises in the Arab region, such as those in Syria, Libya, Yemen, Sudan, and Western Sahara, to snatch their right to self-determination. The joint declaration highlighted Algeria's concern to preserve security and stability in the region, as well as China's initiatives and mediation efforts in the Middle East and its ongoing support for the just Palestinian cause. In the declaration, Algeria welcomed China's commitment to continuing its efforts to consolidate political trust and cooperation between China and Africa in all areas, Finally, the President of the Republic expressed his thanks and gratitude for the warm welcome he had along with the delegation accompanying him. The President of the Republic invited his Chinese counterpart to visit Algeria and later thanked him for the invitation. The date of the visit will be mutually fixed. In the agri-food industry is in boom, especially in the province of Ouargla, which offers great opportunities in this field. Yassine and Abdullah's hard work in the field of beet, sunflower and rapeseed is a successful story that we discovered together with Melissa Kabash.
These two young Algerian farmers succeeded in turning this dry land into a fertile soil. With 1,000 hectares destined for strategic agriculture, Yassine and Abdullah produced sugar beet, sunflower, corn and rapeseed at the level of the agricultural zone of Hassi Touil in Hassim Saoud.
The
region is known for its hot climate, but this didn't deter us from working and investing this land. The new technologies used in the agricultural sector allowed us to obtain good quality products. We can now meet the international market's demand. Both farmers aspire to expand planted areas to increase their production and supply the agri-food industry with quality products, a promising sector in the province of Ouargla that witnessed successful experiences with great economic profitability. Rapeseed, sunflower and beet are highly demanded. This experience also aims at producing raw material destined to the agricultural sector, which is why we are calling for the establishment of a transformation factory in the region. Now that the raw material is available, this year we want to be part of the ministerial program related to the sunflower culture. The province of Ouargla offers several opportunities to the agricultural investment with an aim to develop this field in general and the agri-food industry in particular.
Several provinces of the country are hit with a considerable heat wave, which will last till Wednesday, according to experts. During these times, vigilance is a must to avoid health complications, notably among diabetic patients. Melissa Kabash has the details.
Algeria is witnessing a heat wave reaching 46 degrees, which largely affected people with chronic diseases, notably the diabetic patients.
Some of my family members are diabetics. We advise them to be careful, drink a lot of water and not go out when it's very hot outside. People with chronic diseases should be very careful and be aware of the situation.
Specialists keep warning against the heat wave and its impact on diabetic people, knowing that 10% of Algerians are affected by this disease.
La chaleur a un impact très important sur le diabète.
Heat has a major impact on diabetics. It could provoke a dehydration, increase or even decrease the sugar level in the blood, which is why I advise them to eat well, but small quantities only, and check their blood sugar level frequently. According to experts, a sunstroke is the most dangerous effect a heat wave can have, with an ensuing dehydration.
Donc on peut facilement faire une insolation surtout.
A heat wave can have dangerous consequences, namely a sunstroke and dehydration. I call on everyone to drink a lot of water during the current circumstances while avoiding everything that is too salty or too sweet.
Gras, salé et trop sucré.
Awareness is a must during these dire times. Men, women and children are called upon to strictly stick to the preventive measures recommended by specialists to avoid unpleasant health complications.
The heat wave is affecting as well other countries with record levels, posing a real threat to population throughout the world. More insights on this thorny issue with Najah Tayyar.
Umbrellas, hats and fans installed even on the sidewalks. The means differ, but the goal is the same, that is to avoid the sunburn and to minimize the heat impact. The whole world is currently living to the rhythm of a heat wave and this special weather reports. Africa, Asia, Europe and North America, temperatures around the globe are reaching record levels, exceeding 45 degrees. China, as an example, was crushed by an extreme heat and recorded a peak of 52 degrees. On the whole planet, this phenomenon is causing more and more concern to the populations.
We are very worried, especially with the temperatures that exceed 40 degrees. These strong heat waves represent a danger for our health and affect our lives in general.
This intense heat is now a public health problem throughout the world, especially Europe, particularly in Spain and Italy, which are experiencing a series of unprecedented temperatures. The population is more aware of the danger of these heat waves. Experts predict that more intense heat waves are ahead. The United Nations World Meteorological Organization has warned that the world should be braced for more intense heat waves starting from today, while El Niño phenomenon, which has recently declared itself, will just add insult to injury and make the upcoming days even tougher.
A good harvest for the Algerian athletes who took part in the World Para-Athletics Championship held in France. An important test as well for our representative in the upcoming competitions, notably the Paralympic Games next year. More details with our reporter Najah Diyar.
The World Para-Athletics Championship closing ceremony took place in Paris, and Algeria made a good harvest by winning several medals, including gold ones, thanks to our brilliant athletes, namely Safia Jalal, Buqa Abdelatif, Bouja Daris Mahan, and many others who managed to snatch silver and bronze medals or ended their contest in the fourth slot. And the Algerian authorities accredited in France, notably the ambassador, paid a visit to the participating delegation to boost the morale and urge them to hoist the national flag. The national team made a good harvest and well represented our country. As you know, the President of the Republic's great interest that he grants to the different teams and delegations representing Algeria abroad. The good results of this championship are up at the people's expectations, with the better results in the upcoming Olympic Games next year in the same city. 50% of the Algerian athletes are qualified to the next year's Paralympic Games. The contests in which we always get qualified are athletics and others such as judo and basketball. The competition is no easy. Each year the level gets higher and more challenging. The preparations for the next year's games are meant to make better results. The athletes' performance and results honorably represented Algeria with an impressive participation and numerous medals, a good omen for the upcoming Paralympic Games.
On the occasion of the new lunar Hijri year 1445, I wish on behalf of the whole team Happy New Year, full of success, health and prosperity. Bye.